Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. Get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling.
What was your best years growing up anyway?
Best years growing up was when I was in University of Malaya.
Really?
I don't know, you have best years almost throughout your life, you know. I can still remember going with my brother to the swampy areas near my house and catching tadpoles. With a little
How many
bucket.
of you guys in the family?
4 of us.
Okay.
It's my eldest brother, then my sister, then my brother, then me. So the younger two were very close. It's my brother and I. It's about 5 years difference.
Okay.
So I used to be a tomboy. I used to follow my brother everywhere and hang out with his friends until he sort of disowned me. I
Right.
said like, can you stop hanging around me? You're embarrassing me. Really? But I've got no friends.
How old were you guys back then?
I think
In your teens?
No, much younger. By the time we reached our teens, I wasn't allowed to hang around with his friends anymore.
But uni life changed you, no?
Oh, uni life changed me. Because I come from Ipoh, and Ipoh was like a real small town then, and it was a real reality check kind of a thing when I moved from Ipoh to Kuala Lumpur. And Kuala Lumpur was like a big bad city, you know, without a big bad people and wolves.
Even now?
Yes, even now. So when I went to University Malaya, I remember being in the first year university, trying so hard to figure out how I would adapt in a city like that, where the people spoke too fast, in my opinion, and the English was so good, and I'm like, how am I ever going to adapt? And I sort of adapted. But I still remember that girl, first year girl, crying in a room, oh my god, I just couldn't understand Kuala Lumpur.
That bad.
Yeah, it was quite bad.
What would you, if you have the chance to tell your 17-year-old self, what advice would you give her right now?
Wow,
Yeah.
17-year-old self. I'll tell her to take her time in making choices, not to rush into anything, to be bold, to not be afraid,
Right.
and to take as many chances as possible.
How adventurous are you today?
Oh, very.
Very.
Now I am.
Skydive.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't want to.
Bungee jump.
No. Adventurous is, but the physical part of being adventurous like that, I wouldn't bungee jump. I wouldn't sky. Anything that I might hurt myself, or anything that involves heights.
No?
Slightly afraid of that. But adventurous in exploring, yes. Exploring.
Backpacking around the world
Oh yeah, I do
alone?
that. I do
Really?
that. Yeah, I do that.
Oh,
I
okay.
do that. In a jiffy. Tell me, shall we go? And I'll go. But more adventurous in like, I'll try anything once. Anything that doesn't involve heights or breaking a bone, I'll try that more than once. So I'm very open to experiences and challenges, and that's one of the reasons why I've done quite a bit of things in my life.
You wouldn't know whether you're going to like it or
Exactly.
hate it until
Yeah.
you come to it,
I
right?
just do it.
Exactly.
Plan to do it.
You've been reading the newspaper. I mean, you're in publishing. You should be reading, right?
No, I just
what's
don't.
your,
I don't read the newspapers.
No, because I want to ask you, what's your take on our news on the front page of our newspaper these days? What's your take on that?
And I'm so tired of our newspapers that they're just so full of propaganda. To have a,
You can use the word BS. I don't mind
Really?
at all. Yeah.
they're so full of shit.
No, no.
Yes, so it's like I'm going to spend money buying this propaganda. Why would I want to spend money? So I don't read. I've stopped reading our mainstream newspapers. I think for a long time, for the longest time. If I want to know about the news, I go online. I want to know international news. You go to international news online.
Yeah.
But I do international business review. That's what we do. So it's our job to know what's the trending businesses internationally. But what happens in Malaysia, it's all so filtered before it comes to you. If you're reading it from the mainstream newspapers. So yeah, I think we have lost it. There's no editorial integrity. There's nothing. Newspapers have absolutely nothing anymore.
Exactly right. And then even when I know you travel quite a bit
Yep.
on work, on personal as well. There's foreigners who actually know about our country through reading
Yeah.
via the media, online or whatever. It's a challenge to answer their questions sometimes, don't you think?
Yes.
So how do you go about that? To tell them not to believe what the media says, or
I just say that the people do not necessarily represent the policies being made
yeah,
by the ruling party of the day. Just like I was in Iran recently,
yeah,
and when you think of Iran, you think of an extremely conservative country, ultra religious, but it's just the ruling party of the day that makes it so. When we speak to the people, we find there's a whole lot of difference. They're very secular in their thinking, they are very open-minded, they're very sophisticated, extremely intelligent. So there's a huge gap, a chasm between the image that the ruling party gives to a country that it has been chosen to administer and the people who actually run the country on a day-to-day by contributing to its economy and to its well-being. So I think Malaysia is the same. As with a lot of other countries, Malaysia is the same. We are on the ground. You are half Chinese, half Malay of origin, but you're Malaysian. I'm Indian Malaysian. And I have a thing about us being called Chinese, Indian and Malay.
Right.
Because we are not from China, and I'm not from India, and he's not from Indonesia. We are Malaysians.
Right.
And I think the first thing our country should do is wipe away calling everyone Malay, Chinese, and Indian. Call us Malaysians.
exactly. Singapore is already doing it.
Singaporeans
right?
don't. They don't say, hey, he's an Indian, he's a Chinese. We are Singaporeans. And when we start doing that, that's when Malaysia will change. Malaysia will actually move forward, because right now Malaysia cannot move forward because we see ourselves as three different countries in one. We don't see ourselves as one people. So that's basically what I tell a lot of foreigners who are aghast at this racial disunity that they read about. And I think that's the biggest problem Malaysia has. Because the enemy is not us.
Yeah.
The enemy is out there, competition is out there, and if we cannot unite as one people, we can't go out there and be competitive. In Southeast Asia, we're losing business to Thailand, we're losing business to Indonesia, we're losing business to the Philippines.
Yeah.
We are losing our ground because we don't seem to be able to unite internally. And a house that's not united is not a house that can stand strong for long.
Sadly so, right? By right, we've got more resources than any of our
Yes, we are very
countries.
rich. And our people are incredibly smart. I think it's the fact that we are a country that has three different races that have coexisted. We feed off each other's strengths. And we become very unique in the way we think. But we are not allowed to flourish as one people. And if we are allowed to flourish as one people, Malaysia cannot be beaten. It's unbeatable. We have a safe place away from typhoons and what do you call it, earthquakes,
Yeah, disasters.
disasters. We have a group of people who rather live in harmony than have a fight.
Yeah.
We are very nice that way. We have a richness of culture, a diversity that brings about a richness of culture that no other country really has. But we don't make full use of it, and that's a real shame. And our brain
I
drain.
hope it's not too late, for us to do. I'm quite happy with the current situation right now, where people are actually really bringing this unity spirit together,
Yes.
regardless and everything else.
Yeah.
But of course, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
There's no freedom of voice and ideas and choices anymore. And the reason why a lot of people are politically unanonymous or unanimous for that reason is because there's no point of doing so already,
Yes,
right?
yes. What
That's
can
a
you
very-
do? You can just hope. But I am the eternal optimist. I've always been the eternal optimist, whether it's in anything. And I believe that, I know distraction, and it's all right. Okay, you know what gives me hope is that in the United States of America, 50 years ago, a black man couldn't sit in the front seat of the bus. He had to go all the way to the back. We had black different toilets for blacks and different toilets for whites.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't sit in the same bus as a white man in the same front row. And 50 years later, you have the first black president of the United States.
Running
It's 50
the
years
country.
of difference, So Malaysia does have hope. And the change comes from our younger generation. Because when I look at my kids and their friends, they are, and of course, they don't subscribe to racism. They look at each other and they see personalities. because they read beyond the norm. And I just look at them and they come to my house. I don't even know what race they are anymore. They're just Malaysians. Just having fun. They don't care. I don't care. Nobody cares. But only certain people care to make sure that there's a demarcation between the races and to keep us away.
Yeah.
And I have no idea. It doesn't benefit anyone except the people who keep us apart.
Well, they are lost, right?
The country's lost, unfortunately.
What personality type are you anyway?
I don't know. You have to tell me that.
Oh, really?
What do you think?
I'm not sure.
Why don't you tell me what do you think about
Definitely not a type A. You know how the type A is very controlling, agitated, ends in the pants kind of thing. They want results like now, and they get upset when they don't achieve anything.
Maybe at work I could be a little bit like that. It's like, perfection is important.
Right.
But that's because my clients demand perfection, so I have to make sure it's as perfect as they want it. So I don't know. So maybe in that case I could be a type A at work. But what's a type B then?
Type B is the one who is more, a little bit more relaxed, laid back, uses a lot of, what do you call that? Practicality and function is the utmost.
That sounds like me.
Really? That's what. Don't tell me you are A plus B plus C.
What is C?
C is one who doesn't care about anything.
Oh no, that's not.
And one who would actually need her own space to work.
Oh, no, I don't need that.
It's like this is my
I
area,
think I'm a B.
territorial. Yeah.
I'm definitely a B, but I can lean towards being an A when it comes to timelines, deadlines, projects, and building the career and moving my business up to a different level. Because you have to have a certain amount of type A personality to be successful and forge businesses to move forward. But generally, in parties and I meet people and who I am at home, I'm a type B. Very well done.
I always love to talk to people about personality because we are wearing so many hats without even us noticing it.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not a facade. You go back to your parents. You have to play the daughter role, right?
Yeah.
And you become. I still sleep with my mom under her armpit. Okay, I maybe. That's the kind of you just want to be that. But in the office, it's different.
Yeah.
You just want to get things
You
done.
put on a different persona.
Yeah.
And it's automatic.
Yeah, automatic.
It's like
right?
a chameleon changing color.
Exactly.
You just transform into that role, right?
So versatile,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
When I'm with my friends, I'm screaming and laughing and talking absolute nonsense. Like, hey, look at this bundle. And then I go into work and suddenly I'm like cool, calm, poised, like, okay, what's this? That's not how it's done. This is how it's done. Come on, guys, get your act together. That kind of thing. This type A comes in.
Yeah.
And then after that, I go for let's say, to a party and I'm like type B comes on and I'm like cracking jokes. So
It's like the switch. It's like
like
on and off,
yeah,
like automatically,
yes,
right?
yes.
It's just beautiful sometimes.
Yes.
What's your idea of an ideal date weekend?
Ideal date weekend. I get dressed up to the night. I love dressing up.
Right? Okay.
And I look really good. And I go somewhere where everyone thinks I look really good. And I don't particularly like to have dinner and dates because it's like, then I have to eat. And I'm a very fast eater and I'm like, what if I drop something on my beautiful dress? I like to do something. I think it's more like a walk, a nice walk, talking, conversation.
Right.
Conversation
Okay.
is, I think, ultimately the sexiest turn on. If you can have a good conversation going and you can start laughing.
Yeah, but what, over coffee or sitting under a tree by a bench in the park?
Anywhere. But I see when you're having a great conversation and you're lost in that conversation, it doesn't matter where you are. Nothing matters except you, the person you're having the conversation with, and the laughter and the need to go on and on and on and talk until it's like 6 o'clock in the morning and like, wow, it's 6 o'clock? Damn, I want to keep talking some more.
Are you musically inclined?
I come from a musical family. My brother plays the guitar really well, and I'm just saying that it's spelled so wrongly. It's passion. When there's a missing S.
Oh my God! You're not. Okay, notice that.
Yeah. Anyway, so my brother plays the guitar really well, and when we were younger, he would play and I would sing, and we were the family entertainment unit. Yeah, so, and then later on, I picked up, when I was in my adult years, I picked up the violin and the guitar myself. So,
Wow.
yeah, but I don't play the violin anymore. I play the guitar more often.
You sing?
I do.
Wow, okay.
And I'm told that I have a not bad voice. And my son now, and he's 15 years old, he has his own band, and they practice in my lounge. So he's just bought his electric guitar, and the four of them, they brought the drum set and their bass guitar, and they sort of jam in the lounge. And I said, can Mom come and jam with you guys? And they're like, Mommy jamming with us. We'll think about it. I'm like, I wanna.
They don't want us anymore at this age,
But
right?
his friends want me to come and jam with him. It's just him feeling
cool
like,
is that,
what's
right?
my mom doing coming and jamming with
He
me?
needs to be cool. Remember
Yeah.
that? Tell me your typical girly day out with your friends.
Girly day out would be, of course, for me it's dancing.
Spa? Oh.
Dancing. Yeah, we go to these places where they have like this 80s music and other kind of music.
Okay.
And dance. Until you sweat so much and you just like shake your head and the sweat's coming off. I love that. It's like the best stress reliever ever.
So it's not spa shopping and
Girls are dancing,
Wow.
drinking,
Okay.
and just having loads of fun, laughing, talking, connecting, and an occasional cigarette. Can I say that? Or
Of course you can.
yeah, that's like a good girls'
Girly,
night.
girly day.
Spas and all. Who
Yeah.
has the time for it?
Okay, maybe one last one for this part. What do you think the best advice your children has ever given you?
Best advice my children have ever given me. Oh, they've given me quite a lot of advice.
Yeah.
What have they given me? The best advice? My daughter is my best friend. And whenever I get really down, she's my strength. She's able to just lift me out of being down and put me out there. And she just, I don't know, it's not one advice or whatever. It's just she has the ability to make me feel I'm good about myself.
Without having to say much.
By just saying, they don't advise you, they just make me look at me
Right.
in a way they look at me. They say, Mom, why are you done? Look at you. Have you looked at you? Look at how beautiful you are. Look at how talented you are. I'm so proud you're my mom. And when they say things like that, I just feel like, oh, okay. I don't feel down anymore. I just feel good. So this is a very different way of, they don't tell you what to do. They just make you not feel bad about yourself, but by telling you how they perceive you and saying, like, you're fantastic, Mom. Why do you even feel down about A or B or C? Look at you. Go, you're my role model. I want to be like you. And I'm like, okay, I can't be feeling that bad when someone is saying such nice things to me. Like my son told me yesterday, like, Mom, you're the most beautiful woman I know. Even Angelina Jolie admire. I'm like, yeah, no, what do you want? But you feel good when your kids speak so well of you. So I think they don't really give advice. They just give me lots of confidence in myself whenever I feel a little down. And that's just so sweet.
Comfort, that shoulder,
Yeah.
right? This is the most beautiful gift, I guess, you know.
I think so.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we play a game?
Yes,
Can?
anytime.
What I want to be able to do is I'm gonna say a few words and you need to complete the sentence with your own words.
Okay.
It can be anything, right?
Okay.
Whatever that comes in your mind.
Okay.
Long or short and so on.
Okay.
But make it as fun as possible.
Okay.
KL city landscape and infrastructure.
It's beautiful.
That's the first. Okay.
Okay, really?
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's, but do I have to say just few words or continue?
You can continue.
It's beautiful, it's vibrant, it's got an exciting energy about it. And it's something, when I come back home, I travel a lot. Every time I come back to KL City, look at skyline and landscape, I'm like, wow, I'm proud to be Malaysian.
Because I get this often, unstructured and chaotic.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would anyone say
I
that?
was, well, one, our city planning is not the most organized
Oh,
in this region.
okay.
You know, that's what they feel. We don't have enough trees, although comparatively to
I'm looking at it from big picture,
Right.
not from being inside. I look at it, what it symbolizes. KL is like the New York of, it's like New York, but New York is far much more meticulous in the way it's planned and all. But I'm looking at the sum of it, what it represents: the energy, excitement, the adventures, the opportunities, and somehow people miss the forest for the trees. And I'm looking at it from the big picture, I think.
yeah. So there's an art of saying.
Live and let live.
It sounded as though it comes from a song, right?
Yes.
Hairy men are.
Heavy?
Hairy men are.
Like gorillas.
I would have expected masculine and sexy. Okay. In 10 years, my son will be.
So handsome and sexy and successful that he'll have to beat off all the girls who are like clamoring all over him.
You're so sharing this video with him. Is he good looking right now?
He is.
Yeah?
He is. I'll show you some
Got
pictures
he's got
later.
girlfriends already?
He's 5'8". Yeah, he's got his chiseled features. He's got this really good body because he works out. And when he was 14 years old, he had a girlfriend who was 3 years older to him. And I'm like, Sid, no, you're going to so get hurt. But I've got to live my life, Mom. I'm like, okay, live your life. Don't come crying to me. And he came crying to me just a few months ago. She dumped him
Oh my
because she went to
God.
college and then she became a college girl and wanted to hang around with college
Yeah.
guys. And he was in he was so down. He punched about many holes in his cupboard. And now he's over her, and how he's over her is like got a band. He started working out, gets better, and like she's going to so eat her heart out when she sees me. So this one's for him. I hope you don't put that. He's going to kill me. He's going to say anyone is better than me.
It's alright, it's just what my mom thinks, right? I would recommend liposuction to.
I would recommend liposuction to people who cannot be bothered to diet and exercise.
Okay. So you're not going to name names?
No. I know who you want me to name.
I'm
I'm not going there.
names.
Shading, yeah? The first stroke, assuming it's not whipping by the Bhutan, it's not to some hairy gorilla, it's to someone I like. The first stroke is always something you never forget.
Okay.
But it must have preconditions, okay?
Alright, quick pick game. Quick pick game is I'm going to give you two options. You've got to pick one.
Okay.
Usually it's based on favorite
Okay.
of the other, right?
Okay.
So, quick one. Lights on or lights off?
On.
American rednecks or New Zealand Maoris?
New Zealand Maoris.
Oh, really? Okay. Piercing or tattoos?
Can I say both? No.
Name?
Tattoos.
Okay. North Korea or Israel?
Israel.
Okay. Bearded or clean shaven?
Clean shaven. You know what I feel about hairy gorillas. He's giving me a dirty look.
Form or substance?
Sorry?
Form or substance?
What do you mean by form?
Form is it.
How they look?
Yeah.
Substance.
Substance, okay. Sex text or footsies?
Sex text. Footsie, some again hairy gorillas doing footsie with me. Don't know whose foot somewhere. But the smelly dog. Not butler. Shopping I do myself.
But shopping you do yourself, exactly right. I don't like bringing friends to come over.
Yeah, I like personal shopper or chauffeur?
Shopper. as in-
Someone to shop for me.
yeah.
Oh no, I have to choose my own style.
Okay,
No-
so
no
that's
kid.
the end of it. Even if you have a personal butler, what do you want him to do? Or
Everything.
he or her? Everything?
Whatever comes to my mind.
Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome. What's
joining
the
me.
outcome of that?
What is it? I don't
Nothing.
know. It's for
Oh.
you to evaluate later. But
Oh,
right
I thought
now,
you really
what I
liked
want you to do is to look at the camera and say something to our coffee spillers?
Hello. Hope you enjoyed the show. I know I did.
We did, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have some time off work and come and play games. Even if some of the questions were really weird.
You don't get this often, do you?
No, I don't.
That's the beauty of coffee.
I'm always
spill.
playing games on other people.
Uh-huh.
Like, I could ask you something if you have time.
Later.
And I could psychoanalyze you just like that. But thank you for watching.
Okay. So for myself and our Coffee Spill KL chapter team, this is actually our first series. So I'm out of Penang right now. And don't forget to follow us on facebook.com/coffeespillkl chapter. Like us, share the words, and come to our session every 4th Tuesday of the month. So you have to follow us on Facebook first. Other than that, for me, Ziramli and Dato Beatrice, we're saying bye-bye.
Bye.